So I was sitting out here looking at my backyard turned garden and thinking it looks really beautiful and it's not even almost done. And I thought, it's April 24th, 25th, and I haven't even done an update. So I'm sitting in the sun sweating, and I figured this would be a good time to get into the shade and show you an update. So let's go. So I was thinking I would do something a little bit different for the April update and kind of tell you where I want to go, where I want things to be, as well as showing you where I am currently, kind of like my vision for the spot. So my vision for this spot that I'm currently sitting in, right out on the porch, is more like a relaxation sun area. I want my tea garden up here, lots of flowers, and beauty. There's my boyfriend in the window right there. Hi, Dan. And this is my little patio area. This is going to be my little tea garden. Right now I have mint and lavender. I left this space for lemongrass, stevia, and lemon balm. My daffodils have kicked the bucket, but this little grassy part still looks really pretty, so I'm leaving it in my little spring window box containers. I still have yet to get a pot for this arborvitae? I don't know. So, but it's in this corner because that's where this mama was really trying my nerves. It got aphids, but I sprayed them away kind of religiously, like every day with water, and now they're pretty aphid free, but I've got to get that dead foliage off. And in this corner is where I'll put my upside down planter. I just moved it into the greenhouse, and by I mean my boyfriend moved it into the greenhouse so that way my plants won't die. This grass is really crazy. It dies every winter and then it takes 5,000 years to come back every spring. The area that I actually just recently finished, I've got my nectarine tree, which is doing really amazing, a little love couch, and my chives in a pot there. Take a closer look at these nectarines. I know that this looks sad and they look like they're dying, but this is what they look like right before they produce fruit. So it's not horribly sad. It just looks a little sad right now. Some flowers are falling off. The rose bushes are rebounding pretty well from their massive pruning, I think. I don't know, I can't really tell because I thought these were supposed to be green and they're like red. And little surprise, one of my lilies is popping up. How fun! Oh yay! I did plant a hosta right here in this corner, but I don't think that it's happy or gonna grow at all. So my plans for this area is basically shade. It's a shady spot next to the barbecue. This is literally the only reason I put a couch here, because there's a table right there that there'll be an umbrella over to cast even more shade. So this is basically the shade corner. I wish it had a cooler name. Moving along, we'll go down this side of the garden and then come around the other side. Here's my greenhouse. Starting to empty out, getting a lot of things out and about. We've got some broccoli and other plants that have been sold, just waiting to get picked up. I put my upside down planter in the greenhouse, like I said, because I was so afraid that it was still too cold for my eggplant and my cucumber. So just to be safe, it's in here. So my idea behind this area was literally I wanted somewhere to sit and look at the garden. So I moved the bench from under the shaded area that it was last year to in front of the garden, since it is a garden bench. This is my view, which right now could be more abundant, but soon it will be. It's literally the only reason I wanted a garden bench here, so I can sit in front of the garden and look at it. I thought it would be sweet, but also there's a lot of sun right here, so I don't really feel like I thought that out. Behind the garden bench, I have our stack of wood. We don't have anything happening here except for weeds that keep trying to come up. So I don't know if I should be worried. They are all summer bulbs, and it is technically still spring, except for this purple passion asparagus that you saw in the video where I planted them 4 different ways. The 2 in the ground were the only 2 that did not come up, which means my soil is absolute trash, which means I'm very nervous about the rest of my flowers. But the lily came up, so I don't know. The serviceberry tree is doing great, I think. The leaves are starting to really green up. They were like a weird, like this. Like a weird brownish reddish color. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. I'm not too worried. The June berries have started, so I don't think it's anything to worry about. My blueberry. This one is the Blue Jay, and it's got a lot of berries coming through, so I'm not nervous. I'm very excited about this one. Right next to that, I have my little baby Arctic Fire and no weed. Bye. More summer bulbs that have not popped up, and then another blueberry. This one I believe is the Patriot. I think it's a Patriot. And it was the one that tried to die on me last year. It gave me not a single berry. It was 1 twig, and now look at it. It's weighed down with blueberries. Look at this. These are daffodils that never actually flowered, so I think this year I'll have to give them some bulb tone and just make sure that they're in a happy spot. And then between that, those are more of the, are they delphiniums? What did I plant here? I can't remember. Ugh, I'll flash it up on the screen because I can't remember. My tree peony is still alive. I put the tulips in the ground the other day because they are done flowering, and then behind the tulips I have a bunch of lily of the valley and some more of the summer bulbs. The hyacinths are also done flowering. I deadheaded the hyacinths. And somebody please tell me about this hydrangea. Are you dead? Because I don't know if you can see that right there. That's not a weed, that's green. But other than that, this shows 0 sign of life. It's a Nico Blue hydrangea. I bought it in December, so obviously if it was dead, I didn't know it was dead when I bought it. So I went back to the garden center where I bought this hydrangea and I asked them, I literally said,
"Hey, my hydrangea looks dead. Is it dead?"
And they said,
"Oh, no, just feed it some Big Bloom and Fox Farm fertilizer and, give it some time. These hydrangeas that you see here on the ground are from the nursery, so, they've got a good head start, but yours has been outside."
That was about 2 weeks ago, and still waiting. Here I have a coral bell heuchera, which is, I think, doing pretty well. Then I have my little lettuce bed, which I'm pretty happy with. Everything looks really great. We actually harvested some lettuce this morning to put on our little breakfast sandwiches, and these radishes I'm pretty positive are done, and I want to pull one, but I'm scared. Like this one I think is done, and I should pull that. You'll have to double check on my Instagram and see if I pulled that, because I don't want to do it right now in the video because I don't know if it's time. Okay, here's another coral bell midnight rose heuchera. Beautiful. I chopped this one basically all the way down. Look how amazing it's doing. I might do that to the other one because the other one's growing kind of straight to the ground here, and I want it to come more upright, like, so I might cut some of these leaves here. But this is so beautiful. And I have my 2 photinias, which I am spray painting their pots today and getting them planted. I have my paper bark maple, which just started to leaf out. Oh, here's one. Just started to leaf out. So excited. So I really have to get this potted up probably today. Not in this pot. I know I said I wanted to have all of this done in my March update. I said I wanted all of this to be done by April, and it's not, so ugh. And then my hostas, look, it did pop up. It's not as sad as I thought it was. Got some grass growing here under our hammock, and my juniper. This is my strawberry tower that I'm getting ready to plant some strawberries in. I painted it some fun colors last year, but I wanted to touch up the paint before I planted this year. And the asparagus that I planted in pots aren't really doing anything, but I did plant them crazy late. This other purple passion asparagus in the ground, I'm so impatient. I went digging in the purple passion asparagus the other day to see if anything had come up, and I accidentally popped off the new growth. So maybe don't dig in your plants, maybe just let them do what they're supposed to do. This is by far the healthiest pea stalk I've ever had in my life. Look how thick and happy that is. I keep coming out here every couple of days to just make sure like it's doing all right. But it's doing all right. And I've got a ton down here. So basically I have, let's see, the Gurney sugar snap over here, the botanical sugar snap here, and this is also botanical sugar snap. These are the sugar ands over here, the smaller ones. My evergreen long bunching onions. I planted a straight 8 cucumber, but it hasn't popped up yet. My carrots are just starting to get the little frilly leaves. Here are the 2 purple passion asparagus that I put in the raised beds. So there's one, and there's the other one, and another broccoli. And I put my thyme back in the ground, so it's starting to green up. It looks really happy. Look at these potatoes, y'all. This is so wild. Like, let me know if you want to see what I did for the potatoes, because these are store-bought potatoes and I grew them, and I'm so proud of myself. Like, they're getting wild. I think it's almost time to add a little bit more soil. I think this is my eggplant pepper bed. Now I can't really remember. Well, oh, and my plants for here, this is all still empty and I still need to get more soil. This is all gonna be corn. And over here, this was a giant empty spot because that's gonna be squash. So this, I've got a bunch of beets like doing really well. I do need to thin them out. it's kind of breaking my heart a little bit, but I figure if I thin them properly, I can get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe beets. But lesson learned, not to put them so close next year. The spinach is amazing. Like, it's doing so incredibly well. I'm very happy. And then right next to that is the kale, which is also really starting to leaf out nicely. And then I've got another little baby spinach popping up. Another broccoli. I have so many broccoli. I didn't think the broccoli was going to do so well. And then I bought one broccoli plant, and then all of a sudden all the other broccolis popped up. So got a lot of broccoli. You saw some in the greenhouse. I'm going to go ahead and sell and give away. This is a broccoli that I direct sowed because I wanted to try it and see what happened. That's what's happening. It was the Sun King broccoli. This is the some more French breakfast radishes. I think some of these are also ready to come up. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. I don't know what's going on over there. And then some Swiss chard that's finally popping through. And then here we have the butter crunch lettuce. I did have something, I think a snail. All of the other ones are untouched. And some more carrots. These ones are the Danvers heirloom carrots. And they are also leafing out. And then my Tokyo bunching onions. Look at these. Isn't that amazing? Love it. So I call this my spring bed because I literally came out here one day with all of my seeds and planted everything that said plant in spring. So this is my spring bed that will turn my pepper eggplant maybe squash bed, maybe. I planted my purple basil here and my Cherokee purple heirloom here. And I know a lot of people saw me plant a Roma on Instagram here, right there. Yeah, that Roma is no more. It rained for like 6 days straight and it took that Roma. My borage, I direct seeded one to see if it would pop up, and it is. Swiss chard is popping up over here as well because I didn't see it coming in my spring bed. It didn't look like anything was coming up, so I put some more down and now it's coming up everywhere. Sowed some of these, the Black Beauty squash, the Thai basil. This was the nasturtium and straight neck, none of which have come up. But this will be my tomato bed once I'm ready to plant the rest of my tomatoes out. I'm just going right now with the Cherokee purple because I've got a little trauma from my Roma because I worked so hard on it and it flopped the minute I put it in the ground because it rained for 6 days. So I'm going to start with the Cherokee, give it another week or two, and then, that's a lie, I'm not going to give it a week or two. I have no self-control. So I'm probably in the next couple of days going to put the rest of the tomatoes in here. So in the next couple of days, I'll be looking at the weather and then I'll be getting my Roma because I do have, I think, 3 more Roma tomatoes that luckily I didn't sell because I need them now. A red Siberian, which is more of like a bush variety, homestead heirloom, Tiny Tim. I'm really excited about that one. And few other ones I can't remember. So I'll get those in the ground in the next couple of days. Thanks for hanging out. That was pretty much it for the April update. Hopefully in May, I will get the rest of the stuff that I said I would get done way back in March finished in May, which is mulching the rest of my outer border and getting everything else that needs to go in containers in their container. And that's really, I think those are the only 2 things. Oh, maybe I did better than I thought I did. Give yourself credit, guys. That's my lesson. Give yourself credit where credit is due. All right. See you in the next one. He's not participating.